During the 88th live letter, they mentioned the update to the Blacklist functionality, though they did not really talk much about it there, instead directed us to their blog post, where we can read everything about it. So let's take a look at the blog post together and see what updates are coming. So these are the additional measures to improve Blacklist functionality. I'm just gonna have the blog post in the background of this video, so feel free to work on something else while I read it to you. And so we begin. Hello everyone, this is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV. In response to long-standing requests from players, we expanded the scope of the Blacklist feature from individual characters to account-wide basis in patch 7.0. However, this inadvertently enabled prohibited third-party tools to deduce whether character belonged to the same account, which had a large negative impact on our players. Only character-related information was affected. All the sensitive information, such as address and payment information, was not affected. To address this issue, patch 7.2 introduced changes to the game data structure, making it harder for third-party tools to associate characters with each other. In patch 7.3, we will be making even more significant changes to further obscure data that may potentially be used to determine whether character belong to the same account. However, this implementation requires making changes and imposing certain restrictions on features which are currently used by our players. I understand this will pose an inconvenience for our players, but would appreciate your patience as we resolve this issue. The first change is resetting the mute list data. The chat masking functionality added in patch 7.0 will be changed from account-wide to per character basis, as part of the data structure changes in patch 7.3. Furthermore, existing mute list data will be deleted with the release of patch 7.3. My apologies for the inconvenience these changes will cause. The Blacklist feature will continue to function on account-wide basis, which may be relevant when decided whether to use the Blacklist or mute list for your needs. 2. Retention of Blacklist entries and removal of notes. Blacklist entries registered before 7.3 will remain intact, and the Blacklist feature will continue to hide characters and their chat messages on an account-wide basis. On the other hand, any notes attached to Blacklist entries will be deleted due to changes in how the Blacklist will be managed. Although these notes are stored locally on your PC or console, like other impacted data, they will be restructured to obstruct external tools from associating characters with each other. With this, the existing data will become unreadable and will be deleted. My apologies again for the inconvenience caused by this change. And number 3, impact on other features. Character can be added to the Blacklist from the contact list, which displays character you have previously parted with. But starting with patch 7.3, this option will no longer persist after logging out and logging back in. As the release of patch 7.3 approaches, the team is preparing safeguards to further enhance the security of data associated with the Blacklist feature. However, I want to offer my apologies ahead of these improvements, which necessitate resetting certain data and may cause some frustration for our players. Thank you all for your understanding and continued support as we continue our efforts to ensure the Final Fantasy XIV remains a safe and secure experience. And that is the update. I am quite saddened to see how difficult things have been around the Blacklist. Final Fantasy XIV has not had a proper Blacklist feature, well, until 7.0, which is absolutely terrible, especially when dealing with an MMO of this size and age. So I am very glad they are trying to make the Blacklist features work, but I really wish this had just worked the first time around. There are definitely some glaring holes in their security which allowed these third-party tools to actually gain the data they did, and I am glad they are trying to fix it now, but this still should never have happened. I really hope the team take this as a valuable lesson and don't stop in their endeavor to make the Blacklist function properly so people who are being harassed can actually get away from that harassment. Because while I have never experienced harassment in a game, there are plenty of people who have, and nobody should be harassed in the games they play to relax. It's not right. But tell me, what do you think about the update? Let's talk about it down in the comments. And while you're there, maybe give the video a commendation by liking and subscribing. And in the end, all I want to say is takk fyrir að horfa og eigðu yndislegan dag.